ye chi obi bia wabaso aha de wonim say wo ba ha na ye de de na ebe na ene ye no really quick enti yen shase no mama yenti ensem bi wa ha sei ye shase mo yenti ensem bi wa ha.
But the man was too powerful, so if you do, you won't go, you won't get what you want.
You see, Ofori-Atta was powerful than Bawumia.
Too powerful than even the president. President will tell him to go and do this. He will say, that lie, it won't happen.
Ofori-Atta was powerful than the president.
He came to our meeting and said that I procured this victory for us. That was the first time I stood up and said, my friend, what are you saying? Excellent. I didn't see your hand in a Santiachimnov.
Excellent.
So if you help people, procure victory, I didn't see you in a Santiachimnov. It cannot be a case that you, as a singular person, procure victory for everybody.
He said that.
And then he sat back. And you see, and that was the beginning of my advocacy.
For seven namuti the course no. Yes. Yaba hasi ye obi bebusa say na ene enkoto e politics na ye bibia e omnibus ya two bibia afra and it's when your video na ye really quick ye waste mo time kra enti waba so no ne be try ni say obehye no like no afre amanfo no mo nso aba no ma be kire omo adwen we will delve deep now ya to abawie so we'll do history, we'll do a lot of things. Teresa Cote ye chiao Teresa Cote and Obibia Wabaso Pauline Bridget Apia mon try not mon free amanfo Emra platform no eso amunim say yaba nso de na yaba ya the ipso factus no bremo aha and amubenya the real story, not fake, not lies. Ain't the fact ni go anymore. Now one kasa what make you deductions na wahwe se de ye kano eto asumu anase ento asumu enti no se utiwiase na wa hu se a former minister of state na wa behwe oman so obehwe oman so wiye no wo se okwa akosa ho yare ewo America ediaba isi asama ye beka ne no me try say ubebi wasumu si say no ya to abawie edu politics time a ye beka politics ne ho asem ena mani age say omo wa aban mu no wo mo ate say obi aka asem afọ omo ho a omo try say me na me be fight ma omo me nye sa nkwase adwuma no da bi ya campaign dia mama ba power wie enti mo amu hu kwan a mo be fa so a mo be mo ho ban ba ade ye general issues a ema oman ho be kire ne de ye beka ho asem ebi ena me ba beka ho asem yi enti ye history ye conversations ne fa history ene de keka ho no na enkomodie ni susu no ne ye ne se yebebie ensem bi enso ene de akere mo enti mo amo YouTube for mesre mo say mo be ma mo comments ene mo likes no akosro because mo amoya ye ntumi enfro enrusro ye ba ya che anke ni kwan say aha ene nam but me hu say mo engagement no really poor oba YouTube ni so a de obeya ne say obe like video no eno ene hu hia like the video opia comment no on comment because oferi say obi betu say o share nkoto it's normal and I don't begrudge anyone for not commenting but like ne dear o like here beboa so that the system will know say yabaha ye kan nyansasem intino say one so dia next time when you feed now blame yourself, don't blame us, don't blame Bridget Pauline and any omom kika ho isan say no contribution no chop sana internet no na ade into one contributor next time unya feed no into the message say obeye saade no na ye ko ye nim no going forward no near ye kan ye yate my culture say, oh my Ghana na da hono, too complex. Na me, I don't care. President Mahama say, or Ghana intino obi NDC ni obi NPP ni di obi timi aye Ghana juma and or the Ghana jube mama ebemano. I don't challenge and I will not challenge or no onya ni ma na obu and obu. Se o capacity watamfo na etina watamfo inya ho di nya sika na omo de berewa. It's up to you. Eno di emfo bia ho. de betumi aye mesi aye e de aboa mo awie o ya mo akohene o te se Paul Adomoche e ka wasem e wo TV so a o TikTok page, you need to fight for yourself. O yes Sami Jemfi obi ka wasem a you don't expect, and I would entreat all the, because yama aye politicians be there say untianko phobika onhwe nkofo bi ono ane party executives krampo no onhwe wo mo na emum no omo abesori akokasa ma omo sa era no is gone. Ye gitumi ma wia. It is now incumbent on you as an individual so obebo tumi no ho ban obehwe said ye ditumi ema wo no o ye obi bia nso a oboa wo no na owo wo nchen a ohia moa no e wo se wo ye dey oboa no ye nye ha na ebetu obifo obeka but we know the number of course people ediba obi wo ha no afre mate say say na nurse for na de ende me wo frame me say nurse for ye befa health professionals near the me catch you say I don't have any position intina measure that I take off me sim no every honum no until further notice na me say that me so sa sim ne de a course near dia ebeba de, but I don't care. Say unko ofo na woto abama awom no omo say ene no oma baba mu na emom no omo hu say Ghana fo nyina ye Ghana fo, but omo hu say ebi mu boa awom na omo bedi power dia. It's up to them. Me maka ye nya to me e de ma wia, that is it, but wa to me no ho ban enye obi responsibility say obebo o power ho ban he de ama na say da e be free wonsa no obekai enkudano a omuko di line so edi omuyem kom e protect wo ballot papers edima wo no. That day will come, and whatever I have sat here to speak about opa power is ephemeral. Power, authority is ephemeral. Just say it is transient. Just say power is fleeting. Power no a fleeting enterprise na woman no ene ewo ho etna eni ho, and don't let anyone deceive obia. Ene a me be kasai ken Ofori-Atta se no onim se dabi beba wa fesika e dabi beba obi be se ye agimifo ye be ya adwen se ye busa ne ho asem a anko bedwen ho. But I am stating it here and now. Eye me ya say individuals ye di Ghana boni, and me I respect people and how people have built their reputation and how people have built their organizations and their companies and how people have built their lives. Fantastic. And you know, ye make it statement. We consider all those things. And it's all bahani e kan bibiafa. O hene ho se oye gamante, so ya asante hene, so ye hwan. O bani e make statement. Na statement be make ya fa de open na asem no. Anko ye ya ama wa. Eno no emfa me ho. Sebi wa adwim ne mu mie ye nti. And I worship nkofo. And it is not in my dictionary to worship, not even my hama ye campaign man. And nunti na me beka chen say reparation no Africa for ye di echi no eye nkwasi asem. Obi na afesika, obi onye British. Ken Ofori-Atta is not a British, it's not a French. Ken Ofori-Atta is not a German, it's not, it has no gene connection with any European. But Bonia Ken Ofori-Atta di no, e sin se na British di so. E kwaya Ken Ofori-Atta de Ghana for afaso no. Munya power no, you could not block the areas that Ken Ofori-Atta ebe faso edane if indeed na munim se Ken Ofori-Atta e decide dream no, because Ken Ofori-Atta case no, it was not part of the cases okujeto ene ne ora no presente. Inti eye den na Ken Ofori-Atta timi free o man mu a enipa bi mu antimi ehu nanso so yetimi kwaje toilets safwa. And I want to go strictly and I want to hammer it right on the head. Yeti kroni mu ni yeto aba wie a yemfa president NC sumpono na enipa ejeje enipa track baabi a car hye car de mutimi hu baabi ehye but nipa na okoto car ne de yenhwe na kira kwan yete ho a de yeten a yese Ofori-Atta afiri oman ni mu wotimi afiri oman ni mu yenya informal bia ewo airport am wan kire se akoa bi edwane akọ. Okay? Let me state it here. Yes, politicians no obeka say obiaba for the gain, but omo nyepe, and they have established that fact. Omo nyepe. Because omo yepe a anka na anka bi $1 no, se ne Ekufuado ja no no, sa na anka Mahama de mai. But there are certain things bi o hwa ye e before leaders no. Ghana leaders mo ya na se mo adwen koso a me state it on this platform. Whether you see this platform to be any big platform, any respectable or respected platform, that is your own cup of tea. But me stating waha say, so we are John Mahama who busuen na se John Mahama nankasa ehwe ya. The make catch on say global economy no. If you care to know, a competition, a akensie, se one say obidwa, untimi nidwa, near Kosovo, Iran, Israel, any US in terminal, bako se baku dwa senya baku betimi adidwa. And when it comes to leadership and administration, you have to take decisive and intentional decisions. And what say, decision be a take to build an economy on your intentions in your building. So ba na broni esesa ni old age ekogu care home and no nkyere say onu so ontimi nkwa adwuma ma mehwe na nase ne na tifi o obetumi aye. But unim ni nti a yes care homes yes sa nyoma no senia yede nkofo ba kogu ho just to create a certain kind of economy so that young guys omusua hospitality hwan ewo school no omu wie school a yebenya baabi e de omakwa kogu. So economy, the creation of economy or any economics ewo wiase no, it is based on pure intentions. And nunti na ma ye betena ha me catch a leaders ni say omu nyansa no akakakra. They don't do things on intentions. Sa game no, I am stating it here. That game is over. Sa uko na broni ye bibia and intentionally say I want to use this particular thing to put food on the tables of many. But bibinia Jimmy. Obi ama $5 billion. Mr. Mahama, NDC executives, Ghana for amotuaba. I fucking don't care about Mahama championing reparation. The highest stupidity of the century. Obi ama $5 billion if we economy mo. Untumenche no. But ukwa follow reparations are whether say enipa ni betua ma wo anase nipa no ontua emfa ma wo eno na wonyansa de etire. Eno na Africans de etire. Mobutu Seko stash substantial amount of Congo fusika or Belgium or France. All the 54 African countries no. And to me, an can't say omo yonko president said the uye yankwasiade. Now, why should the closure of Strait of Hormuz be part of the headache of the black man, or so to speak, Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Senegal. Munyina mosa Atlantic no ho. Mosa the Gulf of Guinea. Mosa ho. Mosa punano ho sa edi kwa kusi. South Africa. You don't have any strait for anyone to close. Mumusa say from the coast of Senegal, Gambia, down to Ivory Coast, Ghana, down to Nigeria, Ekwa, Kofa. Look, just imagine the African map and see whether, say, straight be or what, obi betimi decide one country betimi decide say, Oma obi emfa nyoma mfa hwa na debi. But adenti na Africans. Ye tu petro ni bi ewo Nigeria. The crude we get from Nigeria alone can power the entire Africa. But you have a certain Buhari. You have a certain Buhari, you have a certain Mahama, you have a certain Ouattara, you have a certain and some kind of leaders be omo ti ho. Omo se omo ntumi mfa saa oil we mfa moye ho ban. Na emumu no gis obi betua mpatade de ma no. Obi atam $5 billion. Amana jire free economy mu ebesi ne. Yehu baabi asa sika na fa. Watam sika no wono de akose US economy mu. Na ofi se broni Jimmy ti said ye leaders na Jimmy ntino. So obi wie sika e de be show no economy ni mu a na we ji sa nipa ne de amount say one ne wo extradition policy. We Jimmy ntina na ne kotena sign sa contract no. Because ono wa boa mu say abutrika e di ono no citizens bone. Abutrika e di America citizens bone enti ono de wa fa ne hu hwi aba bete wu nipa wa di ono nipa bone aden na wo de wontimi mfa BNI ene ne nkofo enko America na onko chicken Ofori-Atta ma wo de ye beka cho say document no enko so eno ho asem na wo sem ka o president voyi. And no one sem. You see, sometimes on, yeah, you know beyond. I don't know, the kind of brain ye wono. Problem wo ho dia. Because send ya obesi adwen asem ho no. Enye sa na me medwen ho. Nje bia me ma adwen no. Problems wo ho. Ya beso abutrika mu de. Ye de ne ko. Ye de abutrika ko. Sika abutrika ewie free abrof no ho no ebetumi aduru be $100 million there be obi awia wo ankasa osika e wa ha wa ma $5 billion every wo economy ni mu. And do you know what $5 billion betumi aye? Sika sani esi ye hia de aye big push. How much money any hia se de be big push? Sikaro do say into politician no fee say like mu lead ye leaders no omu fee say omu deceive hwan hwe na before say wo be yare a ye betam wo ede wato Ibrahim Mahama say wo se wo de ni plane baako ye ambulance na nye agimi fo ne agimi asoman a se nye abodam fo ne abodam se oman a oman no a ono de daman minds ede ma individual no me na daman minds eye me dia no mimi ntumi nya sika ento ambulance but de me de majapade ma no a oye adwuma ano ono de otumi nya sika eto plane Now the baako ama say ye betumi dey afa a president, but Ghana na ntumi ntobi. Ye ya bodam for. Okay? Let me tell you, we have crossed the bridge, say. And let me to abawi ya to abawi o. Ye to abawi ya to aba awie. Se munimu America. Ye to abawi oko hospital. Oko school. Oye nneoma ahodo. Me se me dream ho amenti ase. Yes, Ibrahim Mahama will try so hard single-handedly or the aduane esi amanfo table so. Na ye bo ho pai man say obekoswa no wanya nyansa no watimi afa amanfo adwuma. But the question I cannot understand the issue ni say eye den na Ibrahim Mahama timi top private jet. Say or no converting the ambulance. Na se Ghana ni bi beyarea or the afano. Radi Yesu. Ti oye ni papa ya ti asiye. Ba Ghana no ye de ye ntumi ento na mibusa o Ibrahim Mahama o skase Ghana na. The question I'm asking people, Ibrahim Mahama ni sika owo eni ye sika da Bank of Ghana no Ibrahim Mahama o skase Ghana. There be but ye Jimmy na aji ye dan. Say oye air ambulance. Na air ambulance no. Ehe fa na be kwa akosi. Indi se unua ne yare wo takwa e kwa akosi wo hefa. Se Ghana ni no yare no. As we speak, Bogatanga omuni AF baby a plane belande omuni se wa akwa de omo wa airstrip wo ba Bogatanga nso e. Enye se ye wo Ghana ambulance service. Say ambulance service no ya structure in such a way that Ghana ambulance service ewo helicopter in terms of any emergency no helicopter crowd e betimi land o school bi ni playing field so it doesn't need any runway any open space biano. What did I mention? I say, asem ye kano. Some people don't understand. Asem we ya mekano. Meka from the standpoint of how the average leader bibini ojeng. But on a platform niso, and I walk say, you trusted John Mahama. Oh, sometimes no. Utimi dream nipa bi etrimu pa na opese uborem na hu se eye yare ni wom anase ankure ni si nipa trimu. Okay, let's take Mahama out of the scene. Before say Mahama be president, na Ghana wo helicopter ye dia to dia ma Ghana ambulance service. Ghana police service any helicopter. Ewen monko fa metre. Ghana fire service any helicopter. Ene Accra edan atentia yesi. Hwe obi nim fie yesi obi nim fie bi ahye wa Accra ho. Sa obi nim dan a ehye wa Accra yi eto aso sei ento aso nu 10. Enso fire for no omo no omo gina ase te se tutu me. How can we develop as a nation? Ye ka asem no se oyesikani wo Ghana ho. Ono se obetimi ato plane edi ate Ghana na edi aye ambulance. But o minor ankasa de ye ntumi nto. What has that thing got to do with John Mahama? It should be a national discourse. That in say president bekwa pray for reparations no. Enya mo. Ena mo ka che say Kwame Nkrumah na oroshe. When timi an solve ni fie problem solve afofro problems. So if we should hold those statements no as a yardstick there. Then at denti and I wo Ghana ambulance service wo. Obaye obi betoto ambulance edwi echi no. I spare parts. Ehho asem akosi sei yente ye. But yebetimi protect no. Bibini nye nipa. Ya muamuwa. Na 500 years ago ye konko asumu. I am telling you, ebedru ona mini ho. Ye besa konko asum fufuru. 500 years ago, ye konko asumu. Si say ye semu. Na ebre bi ba enti bia. Sanya yesi ye nananom, na yesi ye ntua mpatamaye no. Ebia ne yansi yo. Ye die, omehwe wo apaso. Omehwe wo apaso ankasa. Omudi tintinga ba besna yitrum na omahwe wo apaso. The young ones, omrante no mabawa. Ekura 200,000 cedis a. Omu ni confidence kra wo omu. So make me the 200,000 cedis no. Aye bibi wo omu kromu. This okotua connection. Na connection ni dia besi obroni man so. Na waba behwe obroni mrewa ne nkokora. And obroni mrewa ne nkokora no. Eye intentional decision. And omu teki say ye besi dan. O maame yemre, o papa yemre a. Fa ne beto ho. Ni ye nyina ye ngidi ska ne mfa nhwe. Na de o ye gidi ska na ye de betua ne ka. Ye de betua de be cleaner. Ye de betua de oye nurse. Ye de betua yi. Enti wahu a. When you over brutality and all those things, no. Into nua bi o maame bi na na bi eda care home a. Okay? Doctors be go around. Ambulance service be ye adwuma. Nurses be ye adwuma ye. Healthcare assistants be ye adwuma ye. Enti this particular sector no caliber or categories of employment are equity. By entiasie. The president come example. Obibeka say a practical example. At the itua contractors car. Na contractor ni benye ska bi dia man ebire. Na onye bi dia man ne side check. And we seem to trivialize issues. We seem to trivial. I say, oh, bibien we see ni so. I'm telling you. I have stated it here before. Mahama asem. Mahama is not the one I'll bet media do bochata assassin so me no ye no ejitum. But say Mahama ti asidi. I be kwa kofa ba yem for Mahama mom. Eno na onti asede ne meka. But ensem no ayeka the kind of leadership, the thinking I did titiri kro no. And yes, sir, ma try ma kwe any sir kind of unsavory comments we and did titiri kro. Obi say, but you campaign for them. Yes. And I make catch you say Akufo-Addo ne ni NDC ne betna hono. Me ye campaign one tiana. And your kona NDC mra. In NDC buy, you know. Those omu business no. Dollar asema stabilize their momu for almost 2 years now. Dollar ne pounds and be a one a war. Euros and be a one a war. That should tell you say omu abomu modern. Because sene wo options be a ye papa sin John Mahama. And in the NDC no. And common ye bekwa akofa. Montias, yes, sir. When you have a scanty, a friend say, kind of options are, you look at Kitwana e dia to no. Yes, aduane no. E komo dew. But aduane no e say and a baby ascend what discover say baby kitwa bi no ensay ye. Emprempre no. For baby kitwana ensay ye no. Never solve o situation. Na unya baby jina wi ansa na what challenge ade no. Si say yenya baby jina economy no take shape. Se wonya baby gyina na wo gyina so de demand ade a bro so wonte ase nipa na obeyiw no oye otamfo unye din nipa na obeyiw amenanum no oye otamfo unye din ma ne nyiw ode ahoma to amenanum a obeyiw no ho na wo se amenanum ne na betwe manso mibusamo senkenye NDC ne Jomahama anka hwan mu ne betumi atu baomia wo ye NPP ni wo so ye third force wo ye neutral person wo de wo dogana sen me amete hayi entino yankofa obi no meje Ghana ba na mebusa se onana kwa me bedi akono wo odike no ene sankofo ni nyina mo kofi wanwan kofi kranti no ade na mebusa se ono na nko betimi age power free Akufo-Addo NDC nimpo no bra omo bra ya ansa na omo nya tumi na age free NPP hono so when ya tumi na wie at least one who say aban we ban or try to build the economy no what do when ya baby agina no ho na wo draw aban attention de cause say we don't need Ibrahim Mahama to buy us air ambulance. What we need no a superior and mightier than say one person air koto ambulance. Na mibusa wo Ibrahim Mahama air ambulance wo benya bi mu afro da na. O de befa NPP ni a wabeye MP eja koda na wo da ho. But yankoto air ambulance na ye champion say all the cheap compounds are abaya ho do ajagu honum no ye make sure say ye be solve sa issues ne dia ma because eno na wo hia enye air ambulance na even if ye hia air ambulance we rather need helicopters. We need helicopters. Eye ambulance. We need fire tenders. Eye helicopters. Ye betimi atu nsuo afiri soro de agu eja airse so. Wote ho wo do Ibrahim pipi a blocking adwen. Inti yeto yeto ena office say watu abama obi wa campaign am obi ntino ye nka na asem na ebede no man na yeye say my campaign am Jomahama ntino say Jomahama make comment obi take decision enema bi course o man ni mu a wo say ye campaign ma Jomahama ntino wagimi wa odwin sa bia wagimi wa odwin sa bia me ka no straight wagimi say wo kasaye e ma ban bia ba power indi say wo idea bi enema bi course wa onti ase he after NPP and NDC no Ghana is competing Burkina Faso, Ghana is competing Ivory Coast, Ghana is competing Togo, Ghana is competing with the Western world. After say NPP and NDC are competing amongst themselves, no. Who take it, sir, internal wranglings, no, the internal skirmishes, no, the two in China. On the global front, no. Yene amaya hudo ne ele edi enkita ho inize ye wadwen se asem na America no meka se he so ye oman ye ya on so oman no uye ni ye ya you don't unhia so obebo hu the rule so ye man ni ye ya ama investors aba okro. Anya big push in Kwan ye mind. There are other social structures intangibles Roads, tangibles. Electricity extension and expansion, tangibles. Water expansion. As we speak, mibusao. Da ben na woti no news mu say. Now no, ya extended in water, pipe-borne water, ediko nkrase. On say minister kwaku no kwabna minta kando dia beto say over 4 million Ghanaian youth and no kidney related issues. Webusa obeka se nuane ayekra. How about say obia sorry anu atu borehole. E wo be bia ni kwan se etu borehole. Adentia Ghana water. Enti mean supply water e ma Ghana for abroche na wote no e borehole na depending on. And that's a well-treated water and are depending on. And utu bo like borehole ni ofi ni na. How often and a Ghana water for kraba ofi e be check say there are no heavy metals. Yeah, can't we I be now say and you campaign for. If I campaign for someone, any na mutifia mabusua asenu because o maami di nkwase asemu a untumi nka. Enu na mudi musika koma mamu nuanu mu ofie a umbekọ no oso osi dan ma onsi ma because untumi nya no hwe. Yes. Because oyo busuani oyo krom ni na okrom pete di una ma ebika. Ene se modete ho no because ye campaign mama hama. Enti die yi. Ye campaign mama hama. Eni se yetuto nti ye campaign mama hama no. Na Ofori-Atta. Okay. Ama $5 billion. Ebetumi aye Ghana kwan nyina. $5 billion no. Ebetumi aye Ghana kwan nyina. Se nya kronfo ne ye menu mienu nyina ye ya. Den na $5 billion entumi nye Ghana kwan nyina. Enso ejira ho efri Ghana economy. Ska no wen. Ska no wen. Ya to abama amu wie no. Ya to abana wi nti no. Insese mo be block kwan bia nkofo bi be fa so apie free o man ni mu no. Mo am block nipa na kotena America wi. O si America for emfa ne mra. Na se odi 2 billion and akose America economy ni mu a. Economy no say omo sa de back to Congo a. Only 2 billion free na economy ni mu. Na onim impact. Onim impact. Because we say a company mahama ne die. Onne krama ye wo si yedi mo agimi. Enye nkotu me ma catch mo. I'm not on a friend say payroll. And even if at the end of the day Mahama dini president no kwa Ghana na da ho no. Enye waniwu. Me si enye waniwu. Se baby a Ofori-Atta akotena no o yare a ofa phone na 5 minutes ya di amano. What is say Germany minister bi abedi minister o Germany ewie. What is say Italy minister bi edi minister ewie ade a wadwane akotena UK. What be that? What be that? Say Donald Trump ne ma enko school America na emum ne ma eko school ewo Australia. What be that? Obviously blame the OSP. OSP doesn't work in isolation. OSP no so no or ye adwuma based on certain information, grapevine, rumors is part of what investigative processes, no? So we cannot overburden. The laden cannot be placed on just the OSP. OSP no one short force are. And call for so or more immigration officers now, more port on his way. In Tinipan free crew, we have now game is over. We should forget about that thing. ye we nyina man akromfo e benefit free ho wi a na oman no e short of cash ni ntimi mfa mranche ne maba wa adwuma ye wi a ekene bi na president fufu bi aba abrofo sa bone no asema ye kan no during the slave trade no amanfo can the same thing e chempanyimfo but omanti na obi nso so te ho edwen te se pa akwasi se an ena broni na bro biscuit ena panyin na wo kana asem no okoje biscuit no obre obi wi yenti obre obi wi ye na wo wi na wo bo obuo mu no ntu ka chense biscuit no ebuo wo mu a na ye dey wo se dey bi obi a che biscuit obi ama ofufuo obi ama omo nti wudi na problem wo mu a eni kwan so ka nti dinewu menua eden na wo dwen sa den na wo dwen sa. Let me tell you. Sika abrofo no ejade maaye no. E do so sen de omde koye. Se adwempa wo meme ne wutiri mu a. Anke de aye ehu ye, e ma nke na abrofo ne hu ye kura nka wo so mani wu. Because ya ma mesre ni omde adi nyina echi no. Ye tumi ahwe ye ho so etimi aba na yenso ya ba a certain level bia. Ya ba certain level bia. Broni na nka so de ofa ya omo no. At the life no mo ana. Obia de okwa amani mu a ompese obesori. Abre bia obi di akwa amani mu a oda amani mu a o etimi a break you. Oh sir, because I didn't know ye or yes or the break you. Wan say or the pampa. So that person had the intention to uplift you, to elevate you, to edify you. That person wouldn't have done that to you. But because the person had a diabolic mindset and a dastardly mindset, or no, you're not being so bad. What you do is you refuse to be oppressed, to be repressed. What you say? Now what you now we no didn't sabe bo aban sika mu hon na odiko. We na didn't sabe bo aban sika mu hon na odiko. Obia de aban sika ko wia. Then ya san ten ne ye ko broni ho say 500 years ago. O be fa sika ne bi. Enti fa sika ne breye. O di sika ne breye eno ne be ma yetumi aye atoto ye nuoma ye ya apotamfo. And whoever thinks in this direction no ejimia without limit. We have rocks. We have sand. We have arable lands. We have the sun, the natural energy supplier or source. What have we been able to area ebogu na ewo na vrongo free of charge? Esio rivers etwagana ho ahia. What are we using it for? The galamsey. We have not been able to nip galamsey in the bud. We haven't been able to, like, vehemently and rigorously, taking it upon ourselves, say, never again. And to hell with galamsey. Yintumi nye. Obi beka se aban na ye. I hope I say broni metua reparations mawa. You have to correct your issues. Yeti ho sa nyoma we nyina ekoso 500 years to come. Obi beba beka che yen say broni na ma ye ho kire ye. Let me tell you, the situation we're seeing now no, is not different from what our ancestors went through. So omu de na ye bese sa omu de omu guship mu enne emrante ne mabawa baabi a obi bese sa wo nana koye na koa no enne free will omu nam nsuo so e wo Libya. Omu dru Libya na Libya abrofo no ono nso te Africa ho abi o na o hwe o no waje wo sika na o de wakosi nsuo ni so No, the compacts account or say, oh, neko. Sir, our young chaps who are dying on the Mediterranean, are they dying out of any slave trade? Any transatlantic baby? No. Omu because of what? They are dying because they hope somewhere else. And so they have to walk and work towards that hope. Why do you think people will risk their life and go on the Mediterranean just to cross and get to Spain and Italy? Because whatever they see on the TV, on the internet, there's a projection that we have built our country. Obi baba be make you on like obi nioma. And son omo develop. Ye nya obi anwia no. Na wo de uni adwen ni bi. So obi tena ne fie no plan say oba be wia wo a. Wo so nya adwen ni bi. On so onim nyansanti. Broni atena se hu say eda bi beba years to come. Wo bi binino America budget omo ye for security, so ombe acquire new military equipment no. Eso sing Ghana budget. Eso sing Ghana budget. Eso sing Nigeria budget. Yet wo yem pese be use ya adwen. De bia ye pese play the safe. Na ofi se broni na adwuma na e doors wo ni kuro mu a ofa ship so ofa nsuo so ba oba benya biye no. Eye intentional. E no me dia criticize adwuma ni nyina. Yeti ho wasikafo sori a omo to cars gudem. Wasikafo sori a eye na omo kọ. The people you claim so omo ye wasikafo no. Omo ni ajagraja ne tenase enom nsa. Wasikafo no. Omo ni tutufuo bi a oni adwen bi a obetimi dia create adwuma ene kokodi mutuo. En uwie na ujasa anwoma we nyina ho. O se broni mfa ni sika mre o. Unim ni nti omo mfa maye no. O de mawo a Ofori-Atta befa na osan de abre no. Ena Ofori-Atta san fa sika no a ontimi multiply no into the number of years as can ba be di Africa no ye be waste no. Inti ene sa de a onu broni na be protect sika no. Uhia bia obesan de abo obesia. Una na Jimmy. Na una na Jimmy no. Ho mfaso. So una na nyansa. Una na nyansa no so. Ubenya ho mfaso. Eno ni aso. Me se ade a on. Me tan a ekoso kra e Ofori-Atta asem no. Na so wo so ye leader. Na wo ho tan sei. Nyansa ni utirimu sei. Na any person, anyone at all can win an election, Tino. Akufo-Addo be win elections. Na obi win elections bia no oman de ne tumi aman se otimi appointe obi amane be di oman so. En ya appointe Kwasi Ampanyin bi de se Ofori-Atta en obi di yeso. Na de bia na ya na ye ka che mo Ghana fo no se woto aba de tumi de se ojimifo nsa de munimnie ojimifo nya tumi a ni oka che no se enkofu wi pa de no muhu no me ho ntia omni tumi ama me enu nti na ojimifo di uso a oya de boni na wo kan na ne buafu because one where Jimmy na tam position e de man no oni adwen bi odi ye bibia like a member of parliament tie finance minister etimi kasa asem we tie
But the man was too powerful. So if you do, you won't go, you won't get what you want.
You see, Ofori-Atta was powerful than Bawumia.
Too powerful than even the president. President will tell him to go and do this. He will say, no, that lie, it won't happen.
Ofori-Atta was powerful than the president.
He came to our meeting and said that I procured this victory for us. That was the first time I stood up and said, my friend, what are you saying?
Excellent.
I didn't see your hand in a Santiachimnov.
Excellent.
So if you help people, procure victory, I didn't see you in a Santiachimov. It cannot be a case that you, as a singular person, procure victory for everybody.
Adia course no. Adia a course I don't know. As a nipa a dream say or ye ni kru no wi ono so betina mu bia o wi ye na no okọ we leader na was adwun we bia fine eye na bompa say e da bi ba Ghana fo ni bi se bi o mani meda hot se de ani ada honom no. These are some of the things you di ye ho boni wi a and we push ye Jimmy for ye papa no mo amobra but eye me de say titino ni enya videos amfam prove amanfo abra babone a ene aya na obi akoka kire obi ba say ono ne papa bobra so that day ni beduru wote one that time I say 50 billion cedis that time $10 billion $10 billion we cram say 5 billion $10 billion etimi ajire fi economy ni mo ese edun ketia ese se ye fa enkra ni nyina hwan na ekwa akwache hwan because we have not been in. Yeah, let me tell you, Ikrono and yes saturated when it comes to development, employment, but ya brabo nye intentional. Mati say you say omo ba be bane Foxy. On see nye intentional. On see ye Jimmy. You can't say no. Obi te DVLA or a DVLA director or a tax expert or a hwan or a Ghana standards. Ye tikronimu amanfo sori anopa ko adwuma. Obetna officer na obi ase bibiase. Nipa no be se bibiase. Onu duru ha anopa. The formal part of the economy no a emu ne yi skade atua ne kana. Na fa say nipa no e de ne kotena office wo say omo ye ho ban no. Na ono asan atwa ne ho aba say ye ba begu sa de no. Ha bibi ne agimi fucking. Mama, aya na ye me ya say odi ho koje reparations. So onim the we are the black race yes ye Jimmy fa. O ka ho me so me ka ho. Na I don't blame ye den no sa na aye. Watena ho ama ye import car first car ba ya register onu anim se car yi eni commercial number plate but e fa nipa free Kumasi e de omo ko Ayamfore me go Ghana me drive from Kumasi to Ayamfore men si akra me see more than 200 of such cars no yes as we speak over 5,000 of Voxy cars abakronimo ye da sorry ya obi adwene ne se ye mbane na mebusa se first car ba ye no second car ba ye no third car ba ye no amuhu ni omode ye no de na mo ye enu nti ena okwa na nipa no all ye wrong thing na o sorry anopa kwotena officer o ma ne course no o sorry anopa na ono ode ne table akwa akosika akwan ho na police ni state officials omu ho no akwa akotokoko no akoho no akwa akoto wache obeye ni sa 10 years na nipa no akofa ni nua fie kurase aba na afie de enye table so na o ma bo apata he na wo broni na okoje reparations won honum no ibusa oni krom ubetimi ane nam kroni mu ase wahu se asase bi da ho na da ka kwan ho na ha de cars twem ho pa anti no ma memfa container nkosi ho adenti a ma ye applications mienu miensa na wie university me nya adwuma no ma memfa nkosi ho na memfa nse business ase nipa na okoje wo reparations afri no ho no mibusa asa na odwen enam nyan kokɔ yinim nyan nyan nantwie yinim nyan nyan ponche yinim nyan dontos yinim do domo yinim do si yinim mo do yinim toes do a anke nkokra mfi obi krom omo kra nuane no eye nkura a omo ni asase a ebebo omo ama omo di ayemfu no Minya wo se me make rubbish no me yi wa no I just don't sometimes I'm in person me yi enkwasiafo ano but also reparation is not all about money anyway Jimmy go and look go and find the definition of reparations no I am a man for it's not all about money it's all about what if it is not all about reparation is not apology reparations no any apology and if reparations any all about money any about dear what na obi yo maame de wa school ye busa say reparations dey ko google sisi a ne busa say google reparations dey ko google menua wa unim no me yi wa no na wahu sometimes no mo baon na ye kasa aya mo fi say ye sorry ya ne abetna na ye ka because ya no so because ye nya credit because ye nya time ama na buso check the meaning of reparations ne for me o check ya me dey o check the meaning of reparations me pini ade no na the say is not about sikano on say the reparation is all about thank you panel Phoenix or say it's about kinky amitimo minia wow me pesa mo type ba oti honum like oba no bi ya de a obetena se no adwen ho na asem na ye kan wati no because your love for obinti muntime nwen nti okay yemfa no se abrafo age atum o matua se sika na maye loans ahodo a ye di kokofo sika akogye from kwame kusi pen so e de be mfa so pote no man nya wo mu And so be to Ghana, or be minister. Nipa beda kra edi. I also mama ko school no kra no. We name the difference between car, lorry, and bus. Yeah, minia. And this is going to be the last time Ofori-Atta and Omopa don't baby omunye. Because sika Ofori-Atta etisono. Good. Reparation is the making of amends for a wrong one has done. By what? By paying money to, or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. Reparation is all about payment of tangibles. Payment. Now, okay, say omo ka kyerɛw say America for gitum say we are sorry say yeah saa deɛ no a. Na ɛno ano no. Ɛwɔ sɛ wotua mpata. Ɛna wotua mpata. You wotua de mpata. Ɛna da hɔ no. Reparation is the making of amends for a wrong one has done. By what? How do you make the amends? This is the key one. How do you make the amends? Then only nipa no bɛka abomu. Odin bɛka abomu say utua sika. Ana say odi emwa eboa wɔn a wadi wɔn bɔne no. So it talks about material. It talks about tangibles. Jews, no? Germany for reparations or mutuama Jews, no? Sanka they could have told the Jews to say, okay, sorry for the Holocaust, no? But omuye day, because the reparations and yet the mere admission say, ma jatum se di boni. What jatum se di boni no? Udi boni no? Boni no and my benefit. And it's our benefit, no? I have to also benefit. Into kwambe so. Mean to me ma ukromu eme use facilities. Inte wose me so me jessica. Anase ennioma bi ahodie bi a me dia makoma beto me yem. Enu nti na wo ye okunu bone, wo ye obi bone a ye ka asem na ogitum se wa ye bone a ye si tua mpata e fama nipa no. Enu ne friend reparations no. You have to compensate. You don't use apology to compensate. Apology is different and compensation is also different. So those who make the infantile, I'm borrowing the president's own language, those who make the infantile statements that reparation is not all about money, but there are other things. But I stated here, reparation is all about money payment, compensation, tangibles. What are you guys talking about? Ni also by offering compensation. So the compensation, you will need tangibles. In our dispensation, sika eya adiyina. So money. Sometimes, Korea, dear, Japan, etimi mo omo bisia. Inse so omo be jinsi ho no. Omo se there be or one language ye wo se wa dey apology wo ho. And ye wo compensations and so ye dey. You first of all apologize, and then second, you reparate the person. And then the bema nipa na dia tum say ampa. Akọ na ye say why ye boni ni ade. The visa de bentu no tum for mu gi nwan ni wi wo honum no. Omu gi mpata. Omu gi mpata. Sanka akọ ya no. No akọ so tum for me cassette ya me pa chonti yes sorry neko. Hwe. Sorry omo awe. To ukoka reparation wasem no. Sika. But here is the case ye jisika no ba. Mibusa o. Say if, let's say, if the people decide to pay reparations, mibusa say, Ghana, ye share ibinyano, it will not be up to $2 billion. It will not. It will not be up to $2 billion. Meanwhile, we have had a finance minister through his like conduct, ye lose billions of dollars now. Ye ko chase wealth. What is kaso? And a kufadu kind. And we just cannot what is because you don't want to rack your brains. Pesa obema wa adwea team free. And we always want the easy way. There's no shortcut. Shortcut be any baby. You can't me say this is going to be the last time I'm talking about Ofori-Atta issues, no? Hey, America for no be jana omunyai no. So be ye but na adwea bitie into a court. Send your brofun be bitie no. Onu so bitie. But me no in the end no. Hey, obi bini bia obefa ni sika anaso obefa ni kroma esika no. Oni so da. Munko busa Mobutu. Ene Mobutu ejapade oye nyina no. Akeke nwurem. Nti ye wa adwen se o fa na wo nko aka cho se wo na wo ye mafia. Wo mafia wo ankasa wo. John Kuma ewu no. According to amanfo a omo mani ha ko hu John Kuma account me de mi hu ye amanfo na su owu no. Na $30 million an account mu ewe hin ene owu ye no so oyire baako saa na yire no osofo ba no onso wagimi wa bo edwosofo okro no wa bo Ghana fo okro no owu ye no onse be na oyire de bebo abekwan obedi bi na yire no o de bebo abekwan na John Kuma yire no obedi bi okoware ya manfuni emuni yakum na yese me saa woman no me kra na obey me na okache me se opami a anka meti ase na me because sika wo ho and I make actually boys e ma mo mfa broke girls me na make actually mo se ne girls ni so omumpe broke boys no so ma mo mfa broke girls me catch them feminism and amazeism nti nyina ye to aso. This is some of the things you can ho asem ochema boaje ene ye betu we mu ene ye be we ene ochema boaje o we owu ko ne wo faase ne di 2M express ene nkofo no mu di nti se wo ha nipa wo ani so de obeka so nim nyansa but ewiye no okay ewiye no it is said the watwa haban agusu na kraman da so kraman no oda so kwa aponchi bia obo ne press up baby no on the ba be benefit free because kraman no onwe haban nti koswa na munua koswa na mun say the future and the hope. Mun say the future and the hope of the young chaps now mo kro nim no emfo bia ho ba awiye no ye nyina ye niwa behu ni behu se nkoto ne na e ka no kre to me so obedi ni paswa leave a legacy. Sa legacy no, okay? Sika intimi nto. Insu intimi ho. Ewie bi no betimi ahye. A lot of the time, no, people say Kwame Nkrumah ehunya anko sidan. Kwame Nkrumah ehunya anko yese. Ne villa keke kura usi wo ngrofo a na okoho a okotena pona no na ode fa adwen ni mpo no enne me no kasai esu nyina pa enne esu nyina pa enne nyoma na ewo mu nyina aye said say incomplete building bi but na ni pa tena sa dan ni mu da. It is a office a wunim nyansa wo ye hwan mafia into we wiasika What the kwakotna America. He say obi anim so ye kronfo. Onye kronfo a fa plane ne ba okromu. Ne be gina Ghana court. Na Ghana court eni wa asem. Court no e catch you say onye kronfo bi wa eni be jai kronfo na ayede e feel so. But otwe mu time oye kronfo. En fidie no mo hye maaye. Hey gabi o chira ko wo ho abatan ye ma wo nso sika bia mu. Hey Ekufuado me de me first me sanka sika bia but the machine na e de ye adwuma no e can Ofori-Atta wo first can wi a wo wi adwane because wo na asem ni nyina no e bobo ba e beba wo so ti dwane wo dwane a some years later no wo nananom no e di scan be san ba Ghana e di aba be campaign enkotumi nya nwuye e ti wonom e twen mu. Final statement and then they say we have enough to be poor. We have so much money to be poor. We have so much money. And can you see the yeah. This only to me now be a leader. Make sure say udi sikano udi position no ebe bua nipa. The last question and so say at the intina Ibrahim Mahama or content crow. Utimi to air ambulance edima Ghana. Na Ghana na ankasa na ye nti en Ibrahim Mahama nya aduane die no. Ye de ye ntimi nto. E chan say Ghana Ambulance Service Director Uye Kronfo. Ghana Health Director, Ghana Health Ministers enimu amokano. Mono momwa ema enyoma enkoso. Enunti mentiasie entimi mase America. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Carlos Slim, any omo kika hono. Omo no, ese omo bitimi ato ambulance. Near the for America for ambulance service no any scar. Omo be 20 mibusa say Elon Musk o sika se America kro nu a ye wo ni tu mu a obenyini ye a ono de benya ne sika na na. Senti sadia, why should it be the burden of Ibrahim Mahama? Say adie bia ekos wo Ghana ho a e wo se koko wie no so. Obi ne ani na be paya Ibrahim Mahama. Obi na ne kote ye ne ya Ibrahim Mahama. Obi ne hwene si na onte pampan a e wo se Ibrahim Mahama ekosovo. Adie wie a ye no emi hu se onyansani bia ni Ghana ho apart from Ibrahim Mahama. The silence here there's no need. Say what say kotuaba. And what say dear man my Ibrahim Mahama. Na o handle. Edimaye. Bye bye.